Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly is going to be played in standard tuning and then capoed on the first fret of the guitar. The intro is going to be, let's see, first let me back up. I'm going to speak of these frets relative to the capo as though the capo is the nut, so like fret 1, 2, and 3, even though they're frets 2, 3, and 4. So this intro is going to begin on fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to come to the 7th fret and bar your first finger across strings 4, 3, and 2 on the 7th fret. And then you'll pluck those 3 strings or strum those 3 strings. And then we're going to move to kind of like a C feelish shape. It's not a C and it's also not a full C shape, but our ring finger will be on the 4-string 7th fret. Our second finger will be on the 3-string 6th fret, and our first finger will be on the 2-string 5th fret, and we'll strum again 4, 3, 2. And if the open 1 rings out, that's okay because it's the same note as where your first finger is. So we've got, and then, so for this, we have slid down with our ring finger to the 4-string 4 fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-string 4 fret with our ring finger. And then with our first finger, we're going to bar the 2nd fret of strings 3 and 2. And really, strings 3 and 2 are all that I hear ringing out on the intro, but if your first finger bars the 2nd fret of string 1, it's okay, because that's part of the chord as well. But that's the intro. And it does that twice. And then we get into the strumming pattern. So the first chord is a version of a D chord. He bars his first finger across the 2nd fret of strings 3, 2, and 1. Really, you don't hear a whole lot of that first string bar ringing out in this D chord. What you do hear, though, is the open 5-string down to the 2-string. And really, that sound right there becomes an anchor for most of these chords. And not that you pluck it like that each time, but that tone right there is kind of what everything is anchoring around. Alright, so that first chord is a version of a D chord. You strum from the open 5-string down to the 2-string, but if you hit the fretted 1 string on the 2nd fret, it won't kill the chord. The second chord is a version of an A chord that he moves to by leaving his first finger planted in that bar position and then putting his second finger down on the 4-string 2 fret, strumming now from the 5-string again to the 2-string. If that's a weird feel for you, then just move your first finger bar down 1 set of strings and bar strings 4, 3, and 2 along the 2nd fret with an open 5-string, and that's your chord. And then the third chord is going to be an F sharp minor chord that he plays like this. His first finger is still barring. Keep in mind, his first finger has been barring strings 1, 2, and 3 on the 2nd fret. So for the F sharp minor, he puts his ring finger then, keeping this bar with your first finger. He puts his he puts his ring finger down on the 5-string 4 fret and pinky finger down on the 4-string 4 fret. And then he usually grabs with his thumb the 6-string 2 fret. So there are a couple ways to approach this because this is a strange chord. Number one, you could play it just like a bar chord, F sharp minor. Or if you don't want to grab the reach around with your thumb right there to grab the 6-string 2 fret, you could just avoid the 6th string and strum from the 5-string down to the 1-string where your ring and pinky fingers are holding down the 4th fret of strings 5 and 4, and then hit your first finger bar of strings 3, 2, and 1. But those are the chords. Strumming pattern, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. I'm pretty sure that'll get you by. Alright, so it does that for like the first 2 or 4 rounds of the verse, and then it goes to a part where he is palm muting the same chords, a D, an A, and an F sharp, but he's moved to like bar chord version. So for the D, your first finger will be on the 5-string 5 fret, ring finger will be on the 4-string 7 fret, pinky finger will be on the 3-string 7 fret, and the palm mute, you would just lay the palm of your hand right across the saddle of your guitar to mute the strings, and then pluck with your palm right across the saddle, across strings 5, 4, and 3, and they're just straight down palm mutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, 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 on the D, and then it moves to an A, which you take this shape and just move it down one set of strings. Your first finger's now on the 6-string 5 fret, ring finger on the 5-string 7 fret, pinky finger on the 4-string 7 fret. Avoid those other strings, and then take that shape and move it down to your first finger being on the 6-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 5-string 4 fret, pinky finger on the 4-string 4 fret, and that's your F sharp minor that goes. Alright, so if you listen to the acoustic recording of this, you'll notice that there are more overtones happening in these chords than just that. That's because another guitar is going back to playing the intro. So if you can imagine having two guitars, and one of your guitars is doing this, and your other guitar is going, that's where you get those extra sounds from. So play that however you want to. It would make sense to almost play like a D major 7 chord right there for the first note, which would be first finger on the 5-string 5 fret, ring finger on the 4-string 7 fret, second finger on the 3-string 6 fret, pinky finger on the 2-string 7 fret, and that would give you kind of that feel that's going on. But anyway, approach that how you like. Then it goes back to another verse, another chorus, and then whenever we get to the bridge, so for the bridge, it's going to be an F sharp minor, and the notes become more plucked. We've got and I'm playing this with my thumb on the 6-string 2nd fret for the first note, but if you want to play it as more of a regular bar chord, feel free. The notes that you need to pluck out are 6-string 2 fret, to 5-string 4 fret, to 3-string 2 fret. So you get, and it's not that choppy, but just so that you hear the notes. The second chord is going to be an A, that you'll need an open 5-string, your first finger to the 4-string 2 fret, and then pinky finger, actually that's a stretch, pluck the open 1-string. So open 5, 4-string 2 fret, open 1-string. The third chord is going to be the version of a D, which just bar your first finger across the 2nd fret of strings 3, 2, and 1, and go open 4-string, the 3-string on the 2 fret, and then skip over the 2-string and play the 1-string. The last chord is going to be a B minor, which I am playing just as a standard B minor chord. I've got my first finger on the 5-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 4-string 4 fret, pinky finger on the 3-string 4 fret, and second finger on the 2-string 3 fret, and I'm going 5-string, 4-string, and then 2-string. And those are the notes to pluck out the first time around. And again, it's not that staccato, but just so that you hear the notes, those are the clean notes that you want out. The second time through, he just starts strumming. And it'd be the F sharp minor, which you can play as a normal bar chord, but again, I'm playing it the way that he plays it in this song, which is kind of with a bar of your first finger across the 2nd fret of strings 1, 2, and 3, ring and pinky on the 4th fret of strings 5 and 4, and then thumb grabbing the 6-string 2 fret. So the F sharp minor to the A chord, which you would just bar with your first finger, the 2nd fret of strings 4, 3, and 2, to the D chord, which you can either play as just the bar of strings 1, 2, and 3 on the 2nd fret, or you could put something on the 2nd string 3 fret to make it an actual D chord into the B minor, and that would just get strummed down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just down, up, 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 down, up. And that is, from there I think it goes back into another chorus of, but those are all the parts. So those are the chords and the movements to Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly, the acoustic version. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.